we found a trucking company that had 36 LLCs last year.
What?
Like literally every employee was a different LLC. And we also did a corporate asset search. So we found all their trucks that they were hiding around the country. And they're like, oh, we only have $1 million. And they're like, you own 100 trucks, dude. I think you have a little bit more than $1 million laying around. Excuse me while I whip this out.
Bro. Street lawyers and street justice. Holy shit. It has our slogan on it.
Awesome, dude.
Welcome to this episode of Bourbon of Proof, where we interview those who have been both successful at law and life. And today we're coming live from Austin, guys. That's here from law. We had some Longhorns out there. We have had a few orthopedic injuries. Mauro almost got speared. Mauro Fiore Jr., our co-host. And Mauro, before I introduce you, I would love for you to tell the audience the story of how you almost got impaled in Africa by a horned animal.
Well, that was I was in South Africa for the World Cup. I think it was, I don't remember, 2008 or maybe 10. I went to the World Cup and I went on a safari in Landsberg National Park, which is out there, one of the national parks. And the long story short, I didn't want to spring for the real expensive guide, so I got like a cheap guide off of Craigslist in Africa. And he almost got me killed because he said, well, we're going to stop at this Bush barbecue place. And we went to the Bush barbecue. And out there in the Serengeti, you know, like on TV, you know, it was crazy. And we're walking to this big tent where they're making food, and a warthog brushed up against me. I thought someone was pushing me, and I turned around, and it was a warthog, like came out of the bushes with big ass tusks, but it didn't do anything to me. It just brushed against me, and like 30 feet in front of me, there was a guy from Brazil wearing like a Pele jersey, and he turned around, and the warthog just put its horn right through this fucker. And I think killed him for sure. We ran for it, you know, but I'm sure the guy died right in front of me.
God.
So I think the yellow jersey might have set this guy off. Lucky I was wearing a USA white jersey.
Wow.
But yeah, I saw that guy die like on Lauren Green's, you know, what was that? Wild Africa show back when I was a kid.
Oh,
it was
Mutual of Omaha.
Oh, yeah.
Mutual of Omaha. It was crazy. That guy died right there.
So Mike Seeley, welcome to the show. Mike, what a
That's
very over.
That's a pretty high bar to start off with. I don't have any deaths.
Mike is our investigator extraordinaire, but does a lot of different things around the edges of like very high prolific cases. He's actually the guy. Didn't you find one of the Michael Jackson?
We
survivors?
did.
Yeah.
We did.
Did you know this, Mauro?
No.
We found the victim of the Michael Jackson case. This was like 25 years ago. The attorney that we were working with said, hey, we'd really like to find, you know, the guy. I guess, you know, California had this guy like dead to rights, and he disappeared. They paid him off, and he disappeared, and no one's been able to find him for like 20 years.
This was an accuser?
Yes.
A victim?
Yes, it was a victim. It was a victim. And I think it was San Bernardino County. Is that right?
No,
Yeah.
that's Santa Barbara. He's up in Santa Barbara.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sorry. So anyway, we found him in about 3 days and said, hey, it's one of these two guys. If you put your like physical investigators on, we can, you know, you can track him down. So that was pretty nice. It was pretty nice. We also found a bunch of folks that worked at like Neverland Ranch, assistant, primate handler, you know, snake wrangler, a bunch of staff that worked at the ranch as well. Pretty crazy story.
I sometimes think I'm an assistant primate handler when I travel with Mauro.
Yeah.
100%.
He definitely is.
But he's processing his mail though, right?
Mauro and I, when we were traveling, not in the Serengeti, but we were in Majorca, we went to the zoo that was outdoors.
Okay.
And we were just driving through, and remember when the monkeys got on the car?
Well, no, it was called the Monkey Adventure or something. It was just a monkey zoo.
No, not just monkeys. There was white rhinoceros there.
You're right. It was a drive-through
We were
zoo.
like, yeah, but we couldn't move because they jumped on the car. We thought it was.
And they started peeing on my windshield.
Yep.
Oh.
Yeah, these like
Man.
howler monkeys.
Was this also the Craigslist guide that you were using on
No,
this
we
one?
did
Is
it
it
on
real
our
good?
own. We did it on our own. Okay, so Mike Seeley.
good deal.
We start with the pour. So Will, I mean,
Yeah.
you're a big whiskey guy, big Texas bourbon. We
I
love
am.
all the same spirits.
Yeah.
We're co-imbibers. So can we have a really good pour out here
Let's do
for our
it
guy,
up.
Mike Seeley?
Let's do it.
And Mike has been on this tour with us for the last 2 days. He's been kind of like an extra cast member.
So Spear Investigations, his company's also spearheaded a lot of this because this came to fruition when I was talking to Mike. He's like, you should come to Austin with the Bourbon of Proof tour. And it took a while to land that. So
Yeah. They the distilleries weren't very responsive when I started calling. Then I mentioned your name, and doors started opening up.
And he's also trying to leverage getting Jerome Bettis on the show. So,
nice.
Jerome Bettis, if you're watching or listening, we would love to have you on.
For
So,
sure. The bus.
He's my favorite Steeler of all time. Hi, I'm Bob Simon, host of Bourbon of Proof, and we would be nothing without our sponsors. I'd like to thank our sponsor, Supio. Supio is an AI-powered platform which allows lawyers and law firms to leverage artificial intelligence on any platform that they're currently using. And Supio, with their partnership with AttorneyShare and Thomson Reuters, they have the ability to take a case from the very beginning and take it all the way through resolution. You can have a case with their AI agents for intake, and whether you take the case or if you have to send it to another firm or partner through AttorneyShare, it's there for you. And if you want to pick up a new opportunity off AttorneyShare, Supio's there for you. And once you acquire that case, they can run their artificial intelligence playbook built on your best practices all the way through litigation and even trial. And the power of Thomson Reuters allows them to have that library behind them where they can actually do your motion writing, your pleadings, your discovery. So Supio is really the platform of tomorrow. But get it today. I'd like to thank our sponsor, TSEG. TSEG is a digital marketing company that services law firms across the country, whether small or large. They give you that competitive advantage to make sure that your phones ring and they actually have clients to help. So reach out to TSEG today. I'd like to thank our sponsor, Studio 3, who is my personal brand manager, digital marketing company, producer of the show. And we're also, you're looking at their ranch behind me in Austin. So Studio 3 is your all-in-one partner that can do everything from your media, your websites, to your performance marketing, to even producing shows just like the one that you're watching now, Bourbon of Proof. But only that, they're really, really good friends of mine. They've become partners of mine in everything that we personally do. So shout out to Studio 3, and you should reach out to Studio 3 Marketing yesterday. On Bourbon of Proof, again, we only let people sponsor the show if we use and believe in their products.
All right, so we are drinking Still Austin. This is their straight bourbon whiskey. Still Austin, again, out of the Austin area. Their artwork on this one, this is called The Musician. This is to highlight this being the musical capital of the world, or of the country, rather, and all the great things that come with that make Austin, Austin at the end of the day. It is a higher rye mash build bourbon for you, so a little bit more spice a little more flavor coming out of that one for you.
Guys, let me see the artwork. How's it? So that's the musician. Okay.
Yeah.
It's the muse of music. That's what it's supposed to represent.
Very nice.
I always call my wife my muse.
How's that go?
Very well. I mean, she does.
I
Inspire.
call my wife the warden, so we're a little different.
I'm surprised she let you out, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Did she put you on an ankle monitor?
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, you get to go. Bag of holding. Pull out your ice stamper.
I just reach in here?
Yep. If you get the Sleepy Woogie, you get 2 pours. Nope. What do you got?
Justice HQ.
All right, stamp it on there. Stamp it on there. Mike is a proud member of Justice HQ. He's very active in the community.
Fiore Legal.
Oh,
My
man,
own.
that is
legal.
amazing.
Got my own.
Yeah, and I'll check. Oh, let me try. Oh, sweet. Yeah, it is very cool, though. Let's go.
I didn't think it would work quite that fast.
Oh,
either.
attorney share. Another one without the Sleepy Woogie. No Sleepy Woogie. All right, guys.
Oh, nobody got it.
Nobody got it.
Oh, I thought once somebody
There's
got
5
it.
in here, so
well,
there's
take
2 other guys that got a choice. Let's see. They got a 50-50 chance the next 4.
gentlemen.
Cheers, gentlemen. That's good.
Not bad.
So what's the everybody, you got to have interesting stories doing what you do.
So we kind of hang our hat on a couple different areas, if I can kind of go over those. One of those being former employee searches. We find former employees that can be turned into insiders, give attorneys insight into their former employers that they worked for. They keep old text messages, they keep training records, all types of stuff. They're not protected by an NDA, no employment agreement, so they're free to talk to you as you please. We also offer services where we interview those folks as well. So I know this comes as a real shocker, but not everybody wants to talk to an attorney over the phone, right?
Yeah,
So-
you helped us out on a case where they would have never talked to an attorney, but they
Yes.
they literally spilled everything. I was like, wow.
Yeah, so we've got somebody that's very personable, and he can really, with a little bit of a summary of the case, he can get these people to open up and kind of spill the beans, which is great. And so that's one of the things we do. We do corporate structure research. So break a company down by their partnerships and LLCs to expose.
I would assume
different
that's
types of
big
business.
in like the nursing home cases because there's so many corporate shell games, stuff like that.
I mean, we found a trucking company that had 36 LLCs last year.
What?
Like literally every employee was a different LLC.
I feel like trucking companies, that's a lot of cat and mouse games. So you could
Yes.
probably call you guys to find. Every time they're like, well, this company only has $1 million for the coverage. I'm like,
Right.
bullshit. Come
Right.
on, go find it.
Exactly. Yeah. So that's what we did. And we also did a corporate structure corporate asset search. So we found all their trucks that they were hiding around the country, and they're like, "Oh, we only have $1 million," and they're like, "You own 100 trucks, dude." So I think you have a little bit more than $1 million laying around. So, and then we do individual deep dives. I think we talked about that. So if you got somebody maybe on the defense side, you're like, I want to know everything there is to know about this expert. We can go through and create a 100% digital footprint of them. Anything that they've done in the last 20 years, publications, organizations that they're part of, and you package that up for
Do you do blackmail?
100%.
Yes.
I can't be bought and I can't be threatened, but you put the two together and I'm your man.
Wow, man. Tag it. Trademark that shit. I really, really like that. I feel like this is going to be a good fluid, if you know what I mean, episode. Yeah. So, Will, can we have another pour? And can we have a few guests? Like, where's Chris Mazzulli? We're going to have Matt Doerner on. Can you guys come up here, please? Yeah, sure. Come on. We're going to have two gentlemen here from the local. Well, San Antonio, Austin. You're local.
Yeah, I live right between the two.
So you guys, I know you and Chris work together, right, Chris? Yep. We got to give you guys some mics. Give us to Chris. Matt, here we go. Oh, that's okay. Well, here we go. You guys get a 50-50 shot for the Sleepy Woogie. Chris, go ahead and go first. Let's see.
Oh, jeez. Here we go.
Yes.
See it. Sleepy Woogie. Chris gets two.
Double shot for Chris.
I like that. I like
Boo-hoo,
that. I like that
double.
game.
That's all right.
I call him my little Woogie, and he falls asleep everywhere. So that's him. You got to just push it down. Push it down.
Oh, there you go. Riding for the
Push
brown.
down. Yeah. Watch this. Now watch it come off. Look how
So
beautiful
cool.
this will look. Look at that, man.
So good.
They call that magic.
It is. It's amazing.
All right. So we're doing, again, still Austin. This is their straight bourbon whiskey. However, this is cask strength.
Yes.
So we're talking full proof here. This is 116 proof for you. So a little more bite for you, but still that great flavor we've been drinking.
There we go. So,
All right.
Chris, first of all, is on the show, longtime friend of bars.
Yeah.
And we've worked together in cases. You've been to Mardi Gras. You have a wonderful family. He's a guy that balances everything. Also in leadership in the Texas Trial Lawyers Organization, right? TTLA. Can you give everybody just kind of snapshot of the lay of the land, like with tort reform and politics here in Texas? Because a lot of people just don't know.
Yeah, absolutely. So, session in 2025, TLR was the orchestrator of major tort reform bill, an omnibus bill that basically would have gutted our practice. There would have been a few survivors, but ultimately I would have been a probate lawyer, honestly. Kudos to TTLA, kudos to SATLA and the other TLAs, and then other organizations that are not affiliated with TLA, such as medical doctors and providers and other vendors, all rallied. And luckily we were able to save what we do by 2 votes. And that was an Moody amendment.
And yours was a vote in the Texas Legislature. It wasn't the people voting. This was
Right.
just
This
lawmakers.
was it passed through the Senate, went to the House, and then there were some,
This is my favorite still, Austin. This one. This one's the best one.
Good stuff.
and then there was some language changes, and there was an amendment. Basically what they wanted to do is that, let's say, for example, you have a client who in 2010 went through prostate cancer, and then 2023 they were in a wreck. Well, what they wanted is all of their medical records automatically admitted, circumventing the rules of evidence.
Oh.
And so what they did, one of the representatives said, well, we want to add this amendment into the bill, which basically says, hey, it's got to be subject to the rules of evidence. It's got to be subject to relevance, the relevance rule, right? And so TLR basically said, we're not going to do that. We don't want the bill. If that's going to be part of the bill, we don't want it at all. And so they let it die. And but it was an omnibus bill. And if you know anything about omnibus bills, it's very difficult for representatives to swallow all of the information in an omnibus bill. It's like drinking water through a fire hose. And so we were able to capitalize on that. Also, there was a little bit of behind the scenes kind of stuff going on within the Republican Party between Ken Paxton and TLR, which was causing some rift.
But this
So
is
we
what
were
I
able to take
understand.
advantage
It's
of
like,
TLR.
TLR is Texans for Lawsuit Reform.
yeah, and so they put out a lot of fake bullshit and they try to swing and influence votes. It's the same thing we're dealing with Uber in California, where they just use money to help people sway their opinion.
Correct.
But when you actually educate folks, it's like, oh, this makes, and I can't understand, especially in Texas where there's freedom of choice for medical care, right? How are you going to get up there and say, like, the law right now is like, it's Medicare plus 20%, right? Like, no doctors can survive on that. So how in the world is that the Republican Party's at San State, which is the majority here in Texas? Like, that is the most un-Republican thing I've ever heard.
Well, in Texas politics, TLR and those other organizations are so used to just sitting across the desk of a representative and sliding them
Yeah,
a
big
check.
checks.
And then ultimately it was unfettered, right? And so they were just like, oh, whatever we'll pass it. But this session, we were able to take advantage through the hard work of lobbyists and hard work of TLAs throughout the state of Texas, especially with TTLA and their lobby and, Charlie Ginn, Laura Brock, President Jack Walker. Man, they did phenomenal work. And these guys took 6 to 8 months away from their families, volunteered.
And away from their practices.
And away
they were
from
there
their practices.
testifying. And we were sharing that all over social media because we're watching what happened in Texas. It's like a microcosm. Now what's happening in California, where they're going to try to just steamroll, make sure consumers have no rights, no access to justice, and that anybody in their circle of the journey of helping them is going to be cut out.
Yeah.
I mean, this would eviscerate your business to help folks. Like, we can't afford an investigator because nobody can take the case.
Right.
What's that going to happen? Like, it's
Yeah, so now we were able to take advantage of that and put it in our favor. We had 22 Republicans jump in favor of the amendment, and that's what ultimately killed the bill. And you're talking to these folks, like two of the representatives in San Antonio, Representative Drazio and Representative LaHood, kind of spearheaded that movement, and we were very thankful for them. And they just basically said, it's like we can't have the inability to hold companies accountable for hurting our loved ones and hurting our friends and family.
what a novel concept.
Yeah, and so I think you're starting to see some shift in mindset.
I mean, you definitely are. And I think this is the power of social media specifically. It's not big media, but like you can really show what's really happening and people trust those things. And I wonder, Mike, from your perspective, like I wonder if you can get some really salacious dirt. There's got to be a lot out there with these people that are pushing bad legislation, lining the pockets. Is this it? I think we have a new revenue stream for you. I
love it. I love it. I would love a new revenue stream. I'd like to have bigger things and nicer things and older bottles of whiskey and be able to travel to go to all these great legal conferences and grow the business. So
what people don't understand is the margins are thin on what you do because it's
Right.
a lot of horsepower.
it is. It's a lot of legwork.
Yeah.
It's a lot of legwork, but we kind of streamline it. So the attorneys are they're staying right at the top of their license. They don't get down here and do something like this. Stay up here and let us take care of this stuff at the bottom.
Yeah, and it's hard in your industry. It's like you get some business from law firms, but it's not like it's a consistent flow because sometimes there's only so many big cases that they have that they
Sure.
need your work on. So it's
Right.
you have
Even
some-
like our biggest clients are only using us 10, 15, 20, maybe 20 times a year.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like something that they use us, all the time. I talked to a guy last week and he's like, hey, I met you 3 years ago at this meeting. I have your card here still. And I was like, great.
So this is a cool intro. So I met this guy in Austin about a year ago. When was the 8 a.m. conference?
Yeah, August. I don't know. It's been several months. Yeah.
So we were just bullshitting, found out we both like D&D, so I wore the shirt for you. This is all Bobby the Ranger. But I was doing my fantasy football draft for our draft
Yes.
at this conference, and we were sitting there having bourbon right at the
Right.
At the
hotel
Fairmont.
bar.
The Fairmont, right?
Fairmont.
Yeah.
I was drafting people, and it was really funny. It was
And
really
I was kind of weighing in with my opinion. And the next day I was like, man, we absolutely killed that draft, Bob. I know we killed it. He texts me and goes, we got a D- on the draft. He goes, we didn't pick a defense.
I think I ended up either coming in second. I think I came in second in the league. I lost in the finals. But I just streamed defenses.
Yeah.
There you go.
That's
Yeah,
fine.
so this guy has a very, very interesting product called Callbox. So when I heard it, I was like, dude, this is genius what you do. And everybody I talked to, like Colleen Joyce at lawyer.com, who's been on the show, was at my house this weekend. And she brings up this guy. He's like, I'm going to see him in Austin in like 2 days. And he's looking it literally does the dirty work of receivables for law firms, I thought you should do it for lien holders who are chasing money all the time. I mean, this is something, so explain what you do, and because they integrate with a lot of the Clio and a lot of products that we use.
Yeah, totally. Well, it's like Mike was saying, right? Like attorneys need to be attorneys, right? You need to be running the firm. You need to be, if you're in the billing game, right? We work
Right.
with a lot of hourly billing firms. You need to be billing work. You're the revenue engine of the firm. But guys like us, right? We can take care of the rest, right? So we have our own types of dirty work. But
Right.
so we'll integrate with the practice management systems like Clio, My Case, Smokeball. So we skew kind of small to mid-size, but we detect when the bills, mostly again for hourly billing firms like family law litigation, go past due, and then we just start following up automatically to help the law firms get paid for their work. So email reminders, technology, resending the bills, but we also play in the services space talking about high margins or low margins sometimes.
No, but the obscene cost of your product is pretty obscene. Low. I mean,
Obscenely low. Okay, I was like, wow, I
got
feel
shocked
like I'm
to know, bro.
underpricing it. That's devastating news. Oh God, I gotta go.
This is an intervention.
No, that's right. But no, we'll dabble in services. So we have people trained in accounts receivable. They'll pick up. It's all friendly. Don't let the bald head fool you. Like we're nice guys, most of the time.
Why are bald heads supposed to be aggressive? I think it's desensitized. I see bald. I'm like, it's a nice guy.
Well, it's aerodynamic.
If you
Lex
have a beard, if you're bald,
the last Lex Luthor was not that intimidating. That's fair to
he wasn't.
say.
That's
Okay,
true.
there was a time.
I can see where there's definitely a need for something like that. But in the very first couple years of my private practice, before I could get the PI stuff off the ground, I did some hourly stuff, to keep the lights on. And man, I was the worst. No one ever paid me.
It's bittersweet, right?
It was
Because
so shitty. I mean, I'd get like a retainer up front. And that's the last time I'd ever see a dollar.
Right.
They'd never pay me.
There's so much, and I do like some CLE on this stuff, but if you police a retainer aggressively and rigorously and withdraw on time, if you can, depending on your jurisdiction, it's a great model, right? Like you will get paid on time every time in a perfect world, right? But what happens, and we skew 3 to 10 attorneys. We have bigger firms, smaller firms than that, but that's the vast majority of law firms in the country, right? And so what happens is attorneys are being attorneys, as they should, which is what you went to law school for. And then everyone else gets stuck with chasing past due bills. So your operations people, your firm admin, your paralegals, and who joined a law firm to be a bill collector, never mind started one. And so that's what happens, right? And no one chases it.
In our industry, we have a problem paying people.
Right.
Getting people on the phone like, hey, how much is your bill? Like, we got to, these lien holders. It's right. It's a pain in the ass, Chris.
I will 100% take those calls every time.
So I think we have an inverse model for you. Like medical provider, look, we've been trying to pay this case out for like 3 months. Like, what's your bill so we can pay you? Right?
That's happened to me too, man. We redesigned a website many years ago and loved the work, got a huge bill, but 6 months after the fact, like what happened there? I would have gladly paid at the time. So getting your bills out the door is just as important as chasing them, of course. Yeah.
We do, because we have to pay out all the case at the same time for our trust account. And there's this one court reporting company that's notorious for sending bills like 6 months, 12 months later. So my dad runs the billing because my dad's ex-truck driver and he tells you how it is. Yeah. So it's called Veritex. Veritex. Stop doing this because you're not getting paid. My dad has it's like a 6-week rule. If he bugs you, and you don't get paid. 6 weeks, we're paying it out. I guess you have zero bill. You have zero bill.
I love it. I love it.
Love that mindset.
I don't know.
If you don't want my money, then fine. You don't want my money.
I get a check from Bob's firm from his dad immediately.
Immediately.
I love him.
He actually, you did tell me that.
I was like, dude, we're killing it on the
best customer.
But it's like you want to knock the task. You want to be done with that task. So my dad gets invoices.
We're a small business, and I'm not great at finances. So I'm like, hey, I want to take care of it when it comes in.
Well, it's not, ironically, still not what I started my business for. Like, I wanted to build something.
You want to build a Dungeons and Dragons company.
That's all I actually really want to do. We're going to talk about that later, man.
We talk about it on air. You don't know who's watching.
That's fine.
Hasbro.
I have a degree in video game design, so naturally I do accounts receivable for law firms.
Like natural fit.
He's starting a mastermind for legal tech professionals in Austin, and they're doing something by South by Southwest next week. A lot of our friends are coming, but I think you should do it across other industries because there's just so many things you guys should be talking about here in Austin, and even if it's once a month for a get together for a whiskey, right?
Well,
maybe it's still Austin. Maybe still Austin will pay and sponsor it.
Yeah, I mean we're
well, we talked about. I'm a gin guy too, so that's a twofer. I like that.
And keeping up with the tradition of fantasy football talk, I'm gonna do legal service provider of the league this year as well. So last year we did the attorney league, which is great.
Very cool.
I made a lot of relationships and genuine relationships, and I got to know some of these people, and it was fantastic. And
that's genius, by the way.
It was super fun. Everybody was engaging for the most part. We're gonna have about 4 spots open this year.
Don't let Mauro in because I've seen him get kicked out of leagues because of fraudulent trades.
Oh.
Bullshit.
That doesn't sound.
There was a controversy in our LA fantasy baseball league.
The proof of a wire from Mauro.
Buzz tossing you.
I got kicked out of the league because these guys were.
Oh, that was the second. No, he got kicked out of one, and I know another one he was getting threatened because of that trade.
These guys they don't have the stones to deal with me.
Gauntlet has been thrown down.
It was very funny though, but
Yeah.
no, and it wasn't. I don't know. It was people were calling him out because he dropped a player. No, you didn't. There was no way for him
Players
to make
sucked anyways.
Yeah, but people wanted him for the playoffs. And I was like, I don't even want this guy. And he's not making the playoffs. People were like, why would you do that? We all wanted that player. And it's past the trade deadline. And they thought he paid somebody at the top of the waiver wire. And Mauro's like, you think I'm that smart? He's like, you think I
Man, I have
something?
more important shit to do than be
I'm a few
scheming.
moves behind. I'm not a few moves
Yeah.
ahead.
Oh my God, man. No, but it's everybody here is running. We're all running a small business.
Sure.
I mean, we all have our struggles. Like it's usually the billing department, the operational stuff. I mean, so Chris, like you're at Patterson Injury Law. Are you off counsel? Because we've worked on cases together.
Sure. I'm a partner. I'm not of counsel. I'm an
nice.
employee of the firm. And so I met Travis through Leadership State Bar of Texas program in 2019. And then I was leaving my old firm because of a number of reasons. And he was like, well, why don't you start an office for us in San Antonio? And that was February 2020. So, you know what followed February of 2020, the whole world shut down. And then, but fortunately enough, and it's one of the things that I really admire you about is like your appreciation and how much you advocate for relationship building. And I think a lot of it was my relationship building that I did in the years preceding that really helped us survive and kick off during COVID. And then we continue to grow those. And one of the things that I would tell young lawyers, if you're watching, if you're not establishing relationships and building your network right now, you're way behind the 8 ball. So
Yeah, you have to. Your referral network is extremely important. And do you know? It's Arcely Friday. She's in San Antonio.
Yeah,
She was with us last night, and I thought of you, and I was like, man, because you get so many referrals from other lawyers. Because I know we send you referrals, but it's all because I know Chris is going to crush. Because Chris actually tries cases, right, and pays attention to them.
Right.
But she's in San Antonio too. Do you guys work together at all?
No, we've actually been exchanging a lot of messages via LinkedIn. And I told her the other day, I was like, I'd love to work with you. I think it would be a fantastic opportunity to kind of know what you know, because she specializes in that stuff and building referral networks between lawyers. So I think
So Attorney Share automates all that stuff.
Yep.
So you just need to be really good humans people know about, and then it just gets teed
Yeah.
up. But that's the whole beauty of it. Like relationships are extremely important, but it's also something you can automate a little bit on the back end.
I'm ready for the legal service provider link on Attorney
Yeah.
Share so I can get in there and refer cases out
So
that I
we-
know about
we-
or put people together within my
So
network.
there's a way to. It's all B2B. But if you want to, you can send all the business to me, and I'll put it in and take a percentage. How about that?
How generous.
Sounds like a good deal.
I would like to go to direct to consumer at some point because I do feel we now have the data to say which lawyers are doing a better work for their clients. And if you can, that's the biggest solve. If you call in anybody's intake, it should automatically go to. If it's Seattle, it's going to Mauro, right? Like the best of the best lawyers.
Right.
If it's San Antonio, it should go to Chris. It doesn't matter who they
Right.
call me in LA. It should still go to Chris, right?
Right.
That's what the consumer should have won.
Right.
So I heard we had a fourth pour on this one, or third pour. Or fourth
Yeah,
pour.
I brought something. I brought something special.
What did you
This
say?
is a drinking show, right?
Yeah, Will, what did you? We needed one or
Right?
two more pours on here because
Yeah.
there's something that's staring at us in the face. Hi, I'm Bob Simon, host of Bourbon of Proof, and we would be nothing without our sponsors. I'd like to thank our sponsor, Attorney Share. Attorney Share is actually a product that I co-founded, and it's to help the better lawyers get the cases they deserve. We have the ability to, from intake, send the cases directly to your go-tos or new opportunities to other law firms and track the status of your referral or co-counsel agreement. Any case that comes in the door, you can find the best home for it, whether it's your law firm, a law firm that you co-counsel with, or a new opportunity anywhere across the nation in any practice area to make sure that the client gets the best representation for them. And by using technology, everyone can track the status and be in the know of what's going on with their case. I'd like to thank our sponsor, Justice HQ, which is a mobile app that does community building for not only lawyers and people in the legal space, but the vendors that serve them. Finally, an all-in-one, single-opened app where you can see all the events in the industry, connect with anyone in the industry, be part of masterminds, all for just a low amount of $20 a month. I'd like to thank our sponsor, the Justice Team, which is a law firm based in California, Arizona, and Texas, but does national trial practice work. I believe in all the lawyers there because I'm one of them. The mission is to give the client the best representation they possibly can across the nation. Call 844-THE-TEAM, and we'll try to help you out nationwide. I'd like to thank our sponsor, Fiore Legal. Not only is he the handsome co-host of Bourbon of Proof, but he is an outstanding trial lawyer in California, Washington, Oregon, and Arizona. He specializes in premises cases, personal injury cases. He's also a great human being, and believe it or not, he always answers the call. Fiore Legal. I'd like to thank our sponsor, Coastal Research. Coastal Research has the ability to find the policy limits of any corporation that's trying to hide assets and how much financial responsibility is actually out there. The beauty of Coastal Research is that it also integrates with products such as Attorney Share, your CRM, products like that. So shout out to Coastal Research. Again, we only let people sponsor the show if we use and believe in their products.
So I think we should fill the whole glass up.
I like your style.
Let's go, brother.
All right,
Oh,
Cooper.
this is a worst barrel pick. This is the worst pick. Okay.
Worst. W-U-R-S.
That's right.
Like a bratwurst.
So copper and cask on this one. So this is a single barrel whiskey. We learned all about single barrels yesterday over at the Garrison Brothers.
They're delicious.
Which means this is a one and done. You'll only taste this one barrel. Once this barrel's gone, you'll never taste these flavors ever again. As you were reading, the worst pick. This is a private pick for a whiskey group that this fine gentleman right here brought over for us to drink. We are looking at a 63% ABV, so
My
we're
man.
looking a little bit higher for you proof. This is coming from MGP out of Indiana for you.
Oh, so where the logo here, it looks very Bavarian. I see somebody
Yeah,
with the lederhosen in.
I live in
Bratwurst.
a little small German town from here, New Braunfels.
Little small German town.
Yeah, and this is our local barrel proof from our bourbon club, New Braunfels Bourbon, and they do some great picks. We have a festival every year dedicated to sausage and beer, and every year we do the worst pick for Worst Fest, and this is the worst pick,
But it's the best pick.
but it's actually really good.
So remember, Chris
New
gets two.
Braunfels is also known.
Chris gets two.
Is that
The
good
whole
time?
episode?
No, the Sleepy Woogie, this carries.
The whole
Oh, it carries
it's
per
actually
quart.
for an entire year.
And Bob, New Braunfels is also known to have the oldest
shit.
music club in Texas.
Dance hall.
Green?
Really?
Green Hall.
Why, you know the craziest shit, man.
Yeah,
Guys,
we know.
cheers. So Mike, how do you say cheers in your house?
Oh man,
it could be anything you like.
Oh shit. Let's see here. The ocean was whiskey and I was a duck. I'd swim to the bottom and drink my way up. But I ain't no duck. Means I got it up.
Oh, no, that was good.
Cheers, boys. Cheers.
There you go. Cheers.
I could do my Frank Sinatra.
Oh, wow.
I could do my Frank Sinatra cheers.
Go ahead, good.
Yeah.
Frank Sinatra said, "Booze, broads, or a Bible, whatever gets you through the night."
That's good. old blue eyes.
I think he just makes this shit up.
I thought you were going to go Spanish on that one, given
Oh,
our
dude.
conversation earlier
Brother,
before the
brother,
episode.
my wife is
Will, are we
practically
doing a
bilingual,
fourth
but I
pour on
we got to
this
do
one?
one for Patches, I think. though.
Pour one out for
fourth pour on this
Patches. My wife.
That is your
Well,
third
you know,
pour.
the classic.
Are you
in-
doing four?
No, just
Your
three.
wife
Just
Mexican?
three.
No, she's actually from South Louisiana, but she speaks almost fluent
incredible Spanish? My wife's from Mexico. We bonded over this earlier.
I actually
so-
brought you guys something that I want to break
I'd love to
out
see
here.
it.
Oh, right.
Oh.
Yeah, here we go.
Oh, wow.
Excuse me while I whip this out.
Excuse me while I whip this out.
Oh, there you go, brother.
Look at that.
Look at that.
Street lawyers and street justice. Holy shit. It has our
That is
slogan on it.
Awesome, dude.
You
Sorry.
know, Mauro and I played in the same baseball team together.
know.
True
I still
story.
hear.
He's a sponsor of a AAA team in out in San Bernardino. Single A.
Nice.
Single A. Actually, that's an interesting story. I was
this is
sponsor of the
badass.
Single A team. They were called on Rancho Cucamonga Quakes,
Oh, I like that.
which is the Single A affiliate of the Dodgers.
Okay.
But then a neighboring town built a new crazy stadium, and they stole the Quakes, and now they're called the Ontario Tower Buzzers, because it's by the airport.
It doesn't exactly roll off the tongue.
It doesn't. What a stupid name. But I'm now a sponsor of the Ontario Tower Buzzers.
Nice.
He actually throws out the first pitch and everything. You got to get
Get
Pat
out.
out there. If you had Pat, they would go crazy.
Yeah, Pat Knight.
He paid the Savannah banana slugs. This motherfucker went out there and played with them. And you hit one that I thought was going to, these are real fucking players.
yeah.
He got a hold of one, but it went over, just over the second baseman's head, right? Like it looked, I thought it was going to land.
Those are the right colors, right? Black and orange.
I felt so bad. I saw Pat whenever I walked up, but I
got
told
you a
the
nice
coaches
heavy
of my
one.
son's T-ball team, I was like, hey, look, I think Pat's going to be there. I'm going to try to get a picture with him. And I was like, man, I'm sorry to be so obnoxious. And I probably get this all the time, but my team of 4-year-olds would absolutely
He's
love
like
it.
the
And he
most
was
kind and generous
super
person.
kind,
Yeah,
super
of course,
generous,
like,
man. Thank you so much.
I've
I really appreciate
never
it.
seen him roll his eyes as somebody want to take a picture. And
Yeah, man.
Like, it's like the
It's
nicest
fantastic.
person.
I think it's great.
I think he also has an amazing belt buckle. He's an amazing belt buckle wearing. Look at that.
Yes.
Look at that.
It's fantastic.
As a new initiate, is that every episode or is this Texas? Because this is badass.
This is so far just tech. Although we're doing Louisville in a month, so I don't know what's about to happen.
Okay, all right. I'm a
Yeah.
big fan of the belt buckles too.
Yeah.
I just didn't know. I was like, is this every time?
I'm psyched about this. So actually, Louisville Slugger's right across from Angels Envy, where we're doing a barrel pick and the reception in Louisville. Bar and I've been there. We made a bunch of baseball bats. This is. I wonder how I'm going to get this on the plane. I could walk on with this. Say it's my cane.
I'll ship it to you.
This says my cane.
I'll ship it to you.
No, they'll let baseball.
I'll ship 'em to you.
They actually have Studio 3 has nunchucks they give away over here. I got them through the airport. They had them in Miami one time, and I actually got them through. But they're styrofoam, but they're fun.
Yeah.
But if I had my kids have it, they were whipping each other in the head. I had to
yeah.
throw.
Me
I throw
too.
them in
I
the
had to
trash.
get rid of them.
I've had to throw mine away,
My
too.
kids were not getting.
We all have a Studio 3 nunchuck story.
I got a pair. I got a set at a conference, and I texted my neighbor. And I was like, "Hey, can I bring your son home some nunchucks from this legal conference I'm at?" She's like, "What?"
Run
And I was
that
like,
by me again?
I was like, "They're padded."
Excuse me, what?
She's like, "Perfect, bring them."
We had a boxing bag or a body bag in our house as kids, and we had boxing gloves. We also had the training gloves at the metal bar in the middle, remember?
Oh.
To keep your hands steady. And we used to make my little brother and sister fight. And we would give my sister the boxing gloves. She's 2 years older than my little brother, but we gave him the training gloves. And he would get so frustrated because he was smaller than her because he's 2 years younger. He would open hand slap her. And I remember you could hear her head ring. And now we all work together, and I think that made her very smart. She's the true CEO of Justice HQ. So, Nicole, you should thank us for giving you brain damage.
There you go. There you go.
You didn't have to go 20 years back for that story,
No,
Mike.
absolutely not.
You didn't have to go through my trash to get that. It just told you.
Yes, absolutely. Which we don't do.
So, Matt, how do people get a hold of you? What's the best way?
Yeah, so just callbox, COLLBOX.co or Matt at callbox.co.
It's
Find me on
call
LinkedIn.
with the CO.
Like collection box, baby.
Oh, I like that. Mike, how about you? How do people get a hold of you? By the way, I got to search every time on Instagram. I got to search for Spear instead of your name, and it does annoy me.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll have my people look into that.
Just telling you.
I'll have my people
Might
look
tag
into
you.
that. Yeah. So Spear Investigations, like Spear, like I'm throwing a spear. SpearInvestigations.com. I'm on LinkedIn as well. So if you guys want to find me on one of those platforms, that's usually the best spot.
Chris, how about you, bro?
Oh, man, I'm one of those crazy lawyers that give people my cell phone. So if you really want to get a hold of me, we can Mike Jones it right now and go 832-247-5851. You can give me a call at any time. You can send me a text, whatever. I'm
I can't wait to
available.
make that a short that we put out on Instagram.
Every legal service provider. Hey,
Oh, yeah.
I got a great deal for you.
But I'm going to flash my number under it, so it looks like the captions is just saying my number. That's a Mauro trick.
So,
Bob, I do want to tell you, in 2027, they're coming back again with another round of tort reform. This time, I think they're going to be more surgical about it. We need everybody here in Texas, or if you do business here in Texas, we need you on board. Please don't be one of those keyboard cowboys that just kind of sit behind your keyboard and criticize the efforts of the people that are actually on the front lines. Come get in the fray, whether it's money, whether it's time. Protect your profession, protect your ability to protect your clients, protect the way that you put food on the table and a roof over your head or your families. We need to have access to justice, civil justice, and especially when people have been wronged, people have been hurt. We need to be able to hold people accountable, and that's absolutely paramount. But we need all the help that we can possibly get because the other side's dealing with the treasure chest that's $30 million funded by insurance. We're dealing with $8 to $10 million. So obviously we fight those odds. That's why we're plaintiff lawyers. We fight those odds all the time, and we're comfortable doing that. But a rising tide lifts all ships.
Relationships will matter because if you make personal relationships with people that are in your state legislator, it can go a very long way because you can educate these folks. They'll get it because they're just getting fed a spoonful of lies and
I'm
envelope full
surprised
of
that
cash.
the other side only has 30 million. Surprised they don't have 100 million.
In
Well, that's what we
California
know
right now,
about.
we've raised almost 60 million, 70 million this trial bar. It's gonna Uber's gonna put up 250 to
That's
300 million.
insanely impressive. And actually, I think I was having a conversation with Brian Pope, who's the CLE VP and he was in the EC meeting yesterday or today, and they were talking about California's efforts and their ability to raise funds, and because if it happens in California and it passes there, then it's coming this way.
It's done.
And so
I think we can cut the head off the Hydra in California, and I think 2026 is our stand down year. And when they see that they don't, you know how they say don't f Texas? You also don't f California. We got a bunch of crazy ass hippies that got a lot in the bank, and they're crazy enough to do the right thing.
That's why I got you guys the baseball bats.
well, our message from TTLA was, if you guys have some money laying around, ship it out to California. Help out with that initiative, because if you can stop it there, it's not going to come this
Not
way.
going to come this way. The showdown will be Shogun. All right, guys. Well, thank you for coming on the show. Mike Seeley. Ladies and
thank you
gentlemen,
very much,
Austin, episode 4, we have completed.
All right.